Moetzes Video.mp4 very often would say in his drashas about Agudas Yisrael, we have to be there for Klal Yisrael, we have to be there for Rabbi Yisrael. This is the driving force of what Agudas Yisrael was created for and what we are continuing to do today.
Whenever a person needs something, he turns usually to Agudas Yisrael. First question we ask is, what can I do for you?
Reuven Grozovsky said that a person that's a member in Agudas Yisrael, every day he should ask himself, what did I do to be Mechazik Torah? What did I do to help another Yid? What did I do to be Mavik for Shemayim in the world?
That is the whole goal of Agudas Yisrael. Togetherness and at the same time bringing the Shkofas HaTorah.
Agudas Yisrael started in a tkufa, in a time when there were a lot of foreign winds blowing in the world and in Klal Yisrael. It made it a devastation in Klal Yisrael.
There needed to be an organization that stood for Rebbeinu Shalom, stood for Torah, to say what true, authentic Yiddishkeit is.
The Gedolei Yisrael of that time realized that the only way to fight it is with a unified force.
Come one group to make a certain actus.
We were able to present ourselves as a unified group, and that way they were able to come with a much stronger voice, do better shtadlis, and try to alleviate and to help the masses of Klal Yisrael.
There's no question that the tide of assimilation, the tide of secularism was to a great extent stemmed by Agudas Yisrael.
Later in America, it really started with Syria, Agudas Yisrael, and then later became Agudas Yisrael. And they had to say the Das Torah against the reform, the conservative that came later.
Though the reform said it's only a matter of time till we will get rid of this sickly weed of orthodoxy here in America, they were proven wrong. Klal Yisrael grew in every which way, in Torah, and Avodah, and Gimilas Chasadim. Moetzes Video.mp4 led us into the halls of government, and he was recognized as a powerful force for the Jewish people, which eventually developed more and more over the years.
The relevance of Agudas Yisrael, the importance of Agudas Yisrael, has in no way become diminished throughout the decades. One can't overstate how vital and important it is to the integrity of Yadus HaCharedis, Shloime Emunah Yisrael, to have a strong Aguda, a representative Aguda, whether it's shtadlonos in the halls of government or bringing the Dvar Hashem to our masses. It's just been an incredible journey. And a lot of what we have today in America is to thank that we were led by Agudas Yisrael of America through its Gedolim.
I heard that Moetzes Video.mp4 say many times at Aguda conventions, your time is not all yours. You have to allow a certain amount of time to do for the Klal.
By me, it's the Messiahs of my Zayda, my father, and the Ma'ila Kodesh. That there's only one thing in mind. Only one thing in mind is Klal Yisrael. Only one thing in mind is what we can do to help Klal Yisrael.
I was trained in the Sarvan Legadol. And if I was drafted and Gedolei Yisrael asked me to participate, it's like being drafted in the army. You don't think twice. Your leaders ask you to do something, so you're a shliach.
We don't look at our own lives as private lives. We don't look at the yeshiva as a private yeshiva. It's all part of a big Klal Yisrael.
Didn't give it that much thought. I'm a soldier. And if our generals ask you to do something, you don't give it thought, you follow.
I do it because I saw my Rebbe was involved. So that's part of what I learned from my Rebbe. Learned the Rebbe is that you have to be involved in Aguda. He was involved, my Rebbe, Ryan Kotler. So if he was involved, that means that's what we should be continuing.
My schus to be able to be part of such a heilige chabura of Moetzes Gedolei Torah.
This was ingrained in us in the yeshiva that a Yid has to carry achrayus for Klal Yisrael. It's a schus to be able to do something for Klal Yisrael. That's a demis avodas Hashem. That's the biggest schus that we could have.
When Klal Yisrael was not meuchad as one guf, so it was basically each to his own. There was no hashkafa that this is Klal Yisrael's hashkafa. And therefore, it was almost impossible to battle off all these other hashkafas.
Klal Yisrael also needs direction. We can't just go whatever someone thinks. So there is such a body that's called Moetzes Video.mp4, that they are the ones that miyayetz.
So here from my Rebbe, the kiyum of Klal Yisrael is with Gedolei Torah.
We have to all understand that this is one of the greatest gifts that Agudas Yisrael gives to Klal Yisrael, is that discipline of following Gedolei Yisrael.
The pasuk says, "B'salecha chatadcha oischa." The Torah has to show the way. There's no pisrin to any problem or any question that the Torah doesn't have the pisrin for that question. So every move that Yid makes is, what does the Torah want me to do with this move? What does the Torah want me to do with this junction?
That is what Agudas Yisrael is. That's what it's supposed to be, and that's what it will continue to do. Be'ez Hashem Yisborach.
Well, we're living through, unfortunately, very striking times. We have a get together, and we should try to find eitzes for Klal Yisrael, what they can do to improve themselves, improve the whole situation.
We have to look at it. The Rebbeinu Shalom is sending us a message, and in Him we have to be b'teach. We have to do whatever we could do to keep open the yeshivas. We have to be moiser nefesh for the yeshivas, moiser nefesh for the shul. But we cannot flout openly the laws of the government. We can't make a chilul Hashem. We have the same way we have to be moiser nefesh to keep the yeshivas and learn Torah. We have to be moiser nefesh not to make a chilul Hashem. And until then, we have to be ruig that we're totally in the hands of the Rebbeinu Shalom. He's the one that's in control.
It should never come in the compromising of the Torah, compromising of the learning of Torah.
It's a gzeira that one can't even begin to quantify what kind of gzeira this was. And then what it did to our institutions, the damage, what it's done to the Tmidius. Kibitzora gedola anachnu. Kibitzora gedola anachnu. So the first thing is, I want to add my bir chasedia to everybody else's bracha and wish. We should be already see normalcy, so we could go back to serving Hashem.
This year, we should be zeicha to be able to grow back, not only grow back, but intensify over where we were, whether it's in Torah, in Avodah, in Yerushalayim, in Milas Chasadim, and very much in Chinuch Habonim and Bonos.
There's many things that Tzibur needs and Yochid cannot accomplish. We need that Tzibur together. So I want to give a bracha to all the people involved in the Tzibur, in Askonis for Tzibur. They should matzliach, they should give them bracha. And the Schus HaTzibur should help them in all their undertakings.
And the Rebbeinu Shalom will be meracham on us. We should take and see Yeshuas Hashem b'korov.
We should be zeicha that we should all be together, and we should go b'derech HaTorah. Nobody should mislead us, take us off the derech HaTorah. And we were living together with the derech HaTorah, with the Rebbeinu Shalom, who will bring Klal Yisrael b'korov, Mashiach Tzidkeinu, Amen.